loaded up and ready to go out for our first ride of the year. Let's go. Let's have some fun today. 70 days until Bike MS Escape to the Lake 2026. Quick training update. Today we're getting out for our first ride of the year on the Tandem. I'm down to 278 pounds and we're up to 377 miles of training so far this year. Got anything you want to add?
Like, share, and subscribe.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's an absolutely gorgeous surprise 80-degree day in early April, and we're out here taking full advantage. Our very first ride of the year on our Cannondale Tandem. Let's go. The park is packed, everyone's out enjoying it, and so are we. This is our Cannondale T2 Tandem. I bought it as a bare frame off of eBay back in 2020 for only $350 during the height of the bike parts shortage. I'm not a professional bike mechanic, far from it, but every single bolt, bearing, cable, and part on this bike was handpicked by me to make it ride as close as possible to my Cannondale Topstone 4. Well, at least as close as possible with what was available and what we could afford. I built her with a Microshift Advent X 10-speed 1x setup. I know it's not the fanciest group set out there, but it was inexpensive and available. I'm used to it on my regular bike, and I love the simplicity. No front derailleur means no front derailleur problems. After several years and some long rides for a tandem, it's been surprisingly reliable. I was nervous at first, but it hasn't let us down yet. We've tried fancy wheel and tire setups that caused headaches. Don't get me started on tubeless tires. Played around with different brakes. Right now we're running disc brakes that I control, plus a nice emergency rim brake that Heather can grab if we start flying down a hill a little too fast. We've done a bunch of other tweaks and changes along the way. I noticed my bearings weren't spinning quite as free as I would have liked, and since I had to swap them, I decided while I was in there that today I'm making a pretty big change. I'm swapping out the FSA tandem specific cranks for regular bike cranks and moving everything to a full right side drive setup. I've seen other people do it successfully, and I figured if they could do it, so could I. I've had some issues with the little spring washer on the FSA cranks and keeping everything properly torqued. Plus, going standard cranks makes a huge difference on our big rides. If something breaks, the mechanics at the event will actually have the parts we need instead of being stuck because it's tandem specific. I'm also dropping the front chainring a few teeth so we can grind up those steep hills just a little easier. They may not be real mountains to professional cyclists, but they sure feel like it to us. Building this bike from a bare frame taught me so much. I had zero idea what I was doing when I started. I watched a ton of videos, read forums, and asked smarter people for help when I got stuck. Now I can do way more than basic maintenance, and I'm honestly proud of how dialed in she is after a few years of tinkering. But the bike is just the what. Here's the why we ride. 10 years ago, in 2016, my wife Heather was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. One day she was completely healthy and happy, about to turn 41. The next day she was in the hospital, in a coma, with her brain swelling badly. The doctors weren't sure she was gonna make it. But with incredible doctors, some luck, and a lot of prayers, she walked out of that hospital a few weeks later. The flare-up left her with serious balance issues, loss of coordination, and loss of strength. But she's still Heather. She's still full of life and joy. One day, at a doctor's appointment, I read an article about using tandem bikes to help with balance problems. Even if it didn't fix anything, I thought it would at least get us outside together again. We started with a cheap Amazon tandem, and we had an absolute blast. Then we discovered Bike MS, a huge fundraising event for the National MS Society. For the last several years, we've been getting friends to join our team, training just hard enough to be able to finish, then falling off the wagon and back onto the couch afterwards. But this year is going to be different. This year I'm using Bike MS and a few other events to really push myself. I've quit smoking and vaping, cut way back on drinking, and I'm finally cleaning up my diet so I can actually lose weight and get fit. As a big guy who is getting older, this isn't easy, but I want to experience life differently. I want to see my abs for the first time ever. Maybe run an ultra marathon someday, who knows. But here's the simple truth: getting in shape is hard. But donating to help end multiple sclerosis, that should be easy. Nearly 1 million people in the United States and over 2.8 million worldwide are living with MS. It's unpredictable and can be incredibly disabling. Every dollar you donate goes towards groundbreaking research and helping people with MS live their best lives. MS ends with us. If you can, please click the links in the description and donate whatever you're able. Even $5 or $10 helps. Everyone on our team has $300 fundraising minimums to reach, but beyond that, every cent makes a huge difference. If the team as a whole can raise $10,000 this year, I'll get a tattoo of the route on my forearm, and obviously film it. If you've been enjoying our journey, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the rest of this year's training and rides. Thank you so much for watching and for your support. Now go do something today that makes your life a little better. Get outside, move your body, spend time with someone you love. We'll see you on the next ride. Take care, everyone.